Well, where we really like to start, Dan, is on the data side, because everybody we talk to has a data problem. They all have a data silo. They all, and even if they have BI tools and things like that, that doesn't solve your data problem. BI is the pictures on top of the data.
Yeah.
So, and it's also not an area where you actually have to rip out hardware generally to do anything with it. You're just assembling information and building a fact base, building a business case that can drive some of those other things that are more oriented toward, hey, I've got to rip something out, or I've got to, tear something up here. But, so when you think about our technology stack and our suite of tools, that's where we start, is on the data. And then we have some modeling that allows you to test scenarios. I've identified through assembling the data where there's opportunities. I find the suck, and then I want to test ways to fix it before I actually write those checks. So this is kind of a general progression for our customers. It's like, hey, let's get it together. Let's figure out where we're doing well, where we're not. Then let's test some scenarios to address it. It might be adding a regional carrier in these areas. It might be a better trucks that could help us take this particular slice of volume that's going to drive savings and customer satisfaction because of their delivery times, right? Or it could be something else, right? Expanding distribution or otherwise. Then now you're at the execution level where those are the harder things, right? You have to have an execution platform. We have a TMS for that. And we recognize that ripping that out is really hard to do. So rather than rip it out, what if we could just be the brains for your existing infrastructure? So we've really tried to take a progressive mindset to not just the way we architected our tools, but how we deploy them and make them accessible or extensible to customers, so they don't have to really overcome some of those just enormous hurdles, especially now. I mean, if you're selling TMS, you're about to go into the abyss for 2 months, because nobody can change anything during peak, right? And so it's like, well, how do we run something in parallel that doesn't have to disrupt that, as a way to take advantage of the highest volume of the year for an e-commerce company, and use technologies, use a service provider like a Better Trucks or some other regional solution that might make sense for them.